About mindful eating, I don't think is the most mindful eater in the world at the moment. And then Betty's going to kind of help out. Excuse the mess in the background. We are moving, hopefully soon. I don't know when. Hey, I don't know when we are moving. Like I kind of said, but we're trying to get some bits ready in the flat, so it's a little bit messy. Yeah, after, like I said, we'll go through the mindful eating drills. It's probably something you've heard of before, but like I said to all of my clients, that how many times have you actually practiced it? So we're all looking for this secret answer of how to feel more in control. And this is something, again, that you want to practice, even if someone's taking things such as like GLP-1, which we'll go into that in a different kind of like video. These are still skills that you need to practice. And just like getting stronger in the gym, if you practice it more, you're going to get better at it. And I'm going to get Betty to help, even though she isn't the most mindful eater. But so we're going to talk about mindful kind of eating. I think as soon as I say like the word mindful eating, people automatically switch off because it's things they've kind of heard about maybe like a million times before, and they kind of think about like it's a bit wishy-washy, it's a bit hippie, or that's not going to work for me. But actually it's one of the most fundamental skills if you are struggling with overeating, because a lot of people will say to me things such as, you know, before they've even had a chance to think about it, they've eaten it, it's in their mouth, you know, but they've kind of almost like lost control, like they couldn't control it. But actually, it is a skill like anything else, but we can develop. So research has already shown us that if we practice this skill, that part of our brain, like the prefrontal cortex, actually that helps us with things such as like impulse control and staying present, can really, really help. So usually what I would start doing, this is a dog-friendly Easter egg, by the way, that's why Betty is so interested in it. And I would do it myself, but if I do it live with stuff in my mouth, I'm not going to be able to talk at the same time. So I thought I'd bring in my little helper to help out kind of with it. But like I said, one of the first skills that you can kind of get yourself into, so if you're saying like, let's say you're struggling like Betty in an evening, you know, the thoughts of kind of like chocolate have started coming up, you started really thinking about that Easter egg that you've still got lingering around if you've got any left. And the drop and anchor technique can be really useful here, where rather than fighting the urge initially, we're going to sit there and drop anger. So we're going to acknowledge, connect with our bodies, engage with the world. So engaging with the world can be as simple as if you're watching TV, bring yourself back to the present, but go and watch that video back if you haven't already. But then let's say, like, you know, you do actually have it planned in and you do really fancy it, but you just want to have a little bit and you don't want to feel like you're going to lose control over it. So the first thing you want to kind of practice is, again, do this in a calm environment if this is something that you usually find you lose control over, is just take a little bit of your favourite food. Betty, come here. So take a little bit of your favourite food, and all you're going to do to start with is you're going to sniff, have a little sniff, and you're going to feel that texture in your hand. Like Betty can't feel, so we'll do that on her behalf. So again, we're going to notice what kind of sensations, urges, and feelings kind of come up. So this is why that drop and anchor skill is so important, because if you've practiced this, you'll be much better at doing this. So you might notice you start to salivate. Betty's definitely starting to. You might notice feelings and sensations in your stomach, and then also like what thoughts are kind of coming up in your head. Like, you know, what, you know, is there any triggering thoughts like, oh my God, I've screwed it, or this is a bad food, or is it simply just, oh my God, I really want to eat this? Once you've kind of done that, then all you're going to do is you're going to place it in your mouth, and you're not meant to chew it straight away. So you're going to place it in your mouth, and all you're going to do is shut your mouth, and I just want you to pause and go through your kind of body from head to toe, just kind of doing that kind of like body check with yourself. So just kind of saying, right, okay, how does my head feel? What sensations are in my mouth? Come into my stomach, come down to my body or my lower body. And what you'll start to notice is everything, all the sensations in your mouth, in your brain, and everything else are going to try to get you to chew. But for that matter of time, when you're practicing this kind of like technique, you're just going to allow those sensations to be there, but then come back to your body. Right, I'm going to squeeze my hands, I'm going to place my feet on the floor, I'm going to bring that awareness back to the room, and then go back. And then when you feel ready, that is when you are going to then take the next bite. As you bite, you're going to notice it go down your throat, feel that kind of like, you know, sensation as that kind of starts to happen. And then do that body check again, where you're going to check in and see what urges you've already got. Because usually, 9 times out of 10, before you've even finished that bite that you've got in your mouth, most people are kind of thinking about the next one. But again, this is where we can train that. So before you know, if you've portioned this out, so I really recommend portioning it out. But before you take that next bite, go through that same sensation again. So you see Betty here, she's already really wanting it, right? She's just not fighting it. Well, we're not meant to fight it. And this is the difference with this kind of like mentality. With psychological flexibility and just mindful practice in general, we're allowing those thoughts to be there. Because you've got to think about, in the past, any time that you thought about fighting a craving, when has that ever worked? Usually 9 times out of 10, it just comes back, and it comes back like stronger than it even was before. So again, just like a little recap, we're just going to go through, grab it, feel the texture, give it a little bit of a sniff. Again, notice the sensations that are going through your body, start from the head all the way down to your toes. Place it in your mouth, allow it to stay there. I haven't taught that one yet. Again, rather than chewing straight away like Betty here, what sensations happen? Notice that you're salivating, notice the thoughts that are in your head. And over time, what you'll start to notice is you will start to feel more in control. The problem with that messaging that we have at the moment is if you sit there and you think, I'm someone that just can't control myself around certain foods, you know, I'm literally, once I start eating it, I'm just going to eat the whole thing. But like anything you're not practicing, how do you expect to get any better? So I'd really recommend doing this on a daily basis with one of your kind of like favorite foods. Again, if you're kind of like, you know, you're kind of either trying to lose weight at the moment or trying to stabilize, but make sure we're portioning it out. So we just have a very small kind of portion and really practice that kind of like technique. And again, drop an anchor, surfing the urge, and this kind of like mindful eating. The more you do of it, the better you will become over time.